Oh, eat my sandwich. Doing another video. I wish I could eat my sandwich and talk to you at the same time. I kind of am now, but I can't fully embrace the goodness of the sandwich. So I'll take a break from it to communicate with you. Reality. People gotta let reality in. And there's someone back there by the fence that is just fucking, for some reason, bothering me because I want my own space. I like being in my space. But, something I really wanted to say, just because this is part of my monster, don't take everything that I say personally, unless you feel like it's a good thing to do and it's great for you, then do that. Fucking stop throwing your monkey duties at me. But if you do, I'll polish them so you can see your reflection in your own shit. But I had this experience with, like, I want to say a supposed spiritual teacher or a spiritual teacher, or I don't even know if it completely fits under that label, but I'm not going to name names. But I went to like this fair, like this festival thing, and met up with this person. And before I met up with this person, I came across this guy. And I don't know if he's in his like 40s, but he had this awakening where he had a near-death experience in like Belize or something, and it's like he died and he was like between heaven and earth, and he moved into his heart space in this awakening or whatever death experience. And maybe that's not what he would say, but like that's kind of how I interpreted it for myself. And he did this free sound healing, and like this same thing kind of happened to me, just a little differently. Like this happened to me in one of my dreams where I was like in this heart space, and it sounded like that's kind of was similar experience that he went through in a different way. But he did this free sound healing, and he had these Tibetan bowls, and he brought this big omen from the universe, but it was this silent om. It was this stillness that he brought through, but it was the loudest, fucking, most intense thing that I had felt at that moment in my life. And I had felt a lot. And I had gone through years of like deaths, of ego death, and like tragedy on my fucking couch where like I didn't know if I was gonna make it, and I was confused. I went through years of that, or like a few years of that, and but I had woken up, and so I get kind of lost within my own amazing stuff, and everyone is amazing. But this guy, he held my hand, and I just felt it. It went up my arm and into my heart, and it was like, wow. And after he did that, I'm like, can I show you something? And he's like, sure. And I'm like, oh. And he's like, where did you learn that? Looked at me like a kid, like a child, and like that's how I felt inside, like in this space that's like adult, like a child, and it's hard to explain. You just got to do it, and it's living in this heart, and you can tell when someone's in that heart space, and like it was like part of my longing that I'd been wanting my whole life is, where are these people? Where are people that are living from this way? You know, like I'm in my way. Hardly anyone's in their own way. They're trying to get in everyone else's way. It's like I am the way, and like this guy was in his way. He was living the way and showing that way. He showed me his way, and I showed him my way. So I'm like, this guy's fucking amazing. He's like, come back tomorrow, and so I met up with this spiritual leader guy and met some cool, great people in the process, and had really awesome experiences, and had a fun time, and towards the end of the day, I'm like, dude, you got to go to the sound healer guy. You got to go to this guy. You you need to do this. This is not something that you want to do. Like, you need to go talk to this guy. And so it's like I'm seeing this spiritual ego, this uh this thing. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like I woke up to something, and I'm seeing not what I had woken up from, but because I'd woken up from things within myself. It's like I saw things in people that they yet hadn't woken up from, and a lot of it is this like stuff that's ingrained in this brain, that's like that gets ingrained in is like schedule like, or like patterns over and over again, and it's like it's hard to describe. It's like it's that boring shit. It's like people becoming an adult and losing their imaginary child, like people becoming an adult and forgetting how to play. It's like people get so serious, and like this is like the thing that's fucked up with humanity, and something that we forgot, that I remembered, that this guy that does the sound healing remembered, but someone that I wanted to meet, that I felt like had gone through these awakenings and remembered, hadn't. And I saw it, and it was like, oh my god, like I'm over here, I just want some help to, like, all this crazy stuff's happening, and I'm living in my heart, and like I want to be around people that are in love. Like, how come people aren't in love? But no, we gotta complain and be indigo children and fucking complain about the government and point fingers that my life is miserable because someone is doing something, and I'm out of control of myself because I'm giving my power to someone else and not taking the responsibility to admit that, whoa, to admit that there's not fucking some secret agenda out to get me, and if there is, I'm not gonna go along with it. I'm gonna do something else. And it's that fucking paranoia that gets brought into the spiritual community, that, oh yeah, don't eat. I don't know how to explain it. It's always so hard for me to explain it, and I want you to see it. And the reason, I feel like one of my purposes here is to show you this way, and to live and have fun and lead by that example, not to like push or force anything upon you. And I've done that where I've like kind of pushed at my parents, and particularly, I don't really do it to other people. I do it to my parents a lot for whatever reason. Maybe it's their energy that I just kind of refract back through myself to them. But I just want people to feel this feeling. It's not even a feeling. I want people to like see this thing. It's like this circulation. It's like not always the same feeling, not always the same thing, and it's awesome. And it's like, it's divinity. I want people to feel the divinity. I want people to stop talking about divinity and trying to say, oh yeah, like we're infinite beings, but they don't experience it and don't feel it. It's like people that experience it and feel it, they don't really talk about, oh, we're infinity beings. They don't talk about it like that. They're like, I love you. Oh my god. Everything feels like forever. Oh my god, look at that bug on the ground. It's like that's how I was pretty much my whole life, and then I fell asleep as I trudged through people's sewers of monkey duties and clearing out all their duties and polishing their turds. And that's something we all have to do to some extent. Some people might do it more than others based on karma or out of pure free will for the love of humanity. Because to me, this is my home. I've had a lot of lifetimes here on Earth that go way back. And I know that for certain because I feel it in my heart. I don't like to have certainty up here in my brain, and I just like admitting how I feel. And there's people that I love and that I feel connected to that in this lifetime I've never met, and I'm afraid to tell those people that I feel that way because I don't know how to express that in words and in ways on like social media or over the phone or whatever. It's just like I have this longing for family, and I feel a lot of this longing is to find heart-centered people, heart-centered beings. Something that pisses me off so much is like I've been searching in the spiritual community to find these heart-centered people because they talk about love and light, but yet they don't live it in that reality way. They don't live in reality. They just think about it. They think they are, and God damn it, I can see it. It's like synthetic. And I don't know how else. I don't really even know how I got there. I just followed what made me feel good. And God is good. And good is God. And that's what made me feel good, was to just follow that thing. And I don't know what that thing is. And I feel like that was something that I did, was living in this state of I don't know, where I'm not attached to anything till I realize that I'm attached to this I don't know state, and to circulate and to understand that I love to be attached to things because I'm attached to the earth. I'm attached to the earth that I wear. I gotta be attached to this thing, otherwise I'm not here. And so the Dalai Lama, some reporter asked him, has any monk ever achieved non-attachment? And he thought about it for a second and was like, precisely none. Just like Mother Mary. Just like any nun out there. You know, there's Buddhist nuns, but precisely none. It's like try to say things that may seem goofy at first, but it's to like throw you out of synthetic living and back fall, so that you may fall back into your own way. Thank you for being here. And I'm mad, so I'm gonna be mad because I love being mad.